Hello students. So what was the social policy in those days? Social policy? For the British, some of the following customs were totally against humanity, therefore they passed laws to make adjustments. Following were the changes brought by the British. Number 1. Abolition of sati. In Hindu culture, if the husband died, the wife also had to burn herself alive. This was called sati. Lord William banned it in all the lands under Bengal presidency. Number 2. Early age marriage. The child marriage law forbade the marriage of a male younger than 21 or a female younger than 18 for Hindus, Buddhists, Christians, and most people of India. For the Muslims, the prescribed age limit for the girl and boy was as per Sharia. Number 3. Religious tolerance. It was the major task of the British government to keep Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, and Christians under a secular form of government. The rulers built colonies with separate rows of houses and areas for different groups of people working in the government. This pattern was accepted in big cities where people developed tolerance for each other. Now let's study about the economic policy. The main points of economic policy of British were: Number 1. Change of tax system. The British administration, based on bureaucracy and military system, was much smaller as compared to Mughals' court of princes and nawabs. This enabled them to reduce the inherited Mughal tax system of land revenue. Property rights. The British abolished the system of Mughal property and distribution of jagirs except in the princely states. The zamindars in these areas were given hereditary status so long as they paid their land taxes. They could inherit or sell land freely. Number 3. Introduction of new currency. The currency was mainly in coins for paisa, anna, rupee, and gold mohurs and fractions. Import duties. In India, most of the things were imported from Britain on the terms which suited them best. It was difficult for the Indian traders to bear the burden of import duties. Therefore, the trade was handled by the British mostly, and very few Indians got the chance to import items and goods. In front of you, you see two images. One is the mohur, the coins they were using in India, and the second is the 5 rupee note. Now we move on to the development of communication networks in those days. The first one is the railway system. A modern railway system, the fourth largest in the world, was built for military and communication purposes. The Indians realized railway system a modern symbol of progress. It gave thousands of jobs to people in industry, support to traders and businessmen of India. Number 2, roads. The construction of new roads and maintenance of existing roads was initiated along with the railway system. The principal roads were linked to the networking of small roads for better transportation and linkage. Many canals were constructed along with them for the purpose of easy navigation. Number 3, irrigation system. The irrigation system of India constituted on large and small dams, barrages, link canals, and main canals. This became the most popular means of irrigation as the supply of water to remote rural areas for use and vegetation was at very cheap rates. Devolution of Power Acts of 1861, 1892, 1909. Act of Parliament 1861 AD. This act transformed the Viceroy of India's Executive Council into a cabinet with important portfolios. This cabinet had 6 appointed members who each took charge of a separate department in Calcutta's government: Home, Revenue, Military, Law, Finance, and Public Works. Act of Parliament 1892 AD. It authorized an increase in the size of the various legislative councils in British India due to the demand of the Indian National Congress to expand legislative council. The number of non-official elected members was increased both in central and provincial legislative councils.